Well, hello and welcome to yet another edition of River City Blue. We thank you for joining us, and as you can see from all the activity and excitement behind me, we are celebrating National Night Out. This is the 31st year for National Night Out across our nation, and well over 25 celebrating it here in the city of Danville. So we're here in the Westmoreland community as our kickoff location this year. A lot of fun things going on here behind us as we make stronger and longer lasting connections one neighborhood at a time. So this episode of River City Blue, that's what it's all about, National Night Out. The first half, we're going to have some interviews with some of our city leaders, the Chief of Police, Mayor Saunders, and different ones like that. The opening ceremonies, you're going to see all of that excitement. And then the second half of this episode, we're going to talk about parking in the River District. The River District is turning that corner. There's plenty to do downtown. We want you to be able to get down there and access every bit of it anytime you need to. So we're going to talk all about the parking in the River District, how to find it, where the paid parking is, where the parking signs are, and where the freebies are. All of that and more right here on this episode of River City Blue.
On behalf of the Danville Police Department and Corporal Tim Scares, our crime prevention specialist for the Danville Police Department, it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to Danville's National Night Out 2014, our 31st National Night Out. Give yourselves a big round of applause for being here. I tell you, it is such a pleasure to be here with you in the beautiful community of Westmoreland. Westmoreland, are you out there? You know, you have opened your hearts to us, and we appreciate that ever so much, okay? Now, we know that in order to get something like this together, you've got to have some people to kind of initial everything and get it started. So I want to bring up the lady who is responsible for getting you guys together here at Westmoreland. She is in charge of the Westmoreland Neighborhood Watch Program. Put your hands together and welcome Miss Janie Cunningham.
Good evening, everybody. I'm not in charge. It's a community thing, so thank you very much. On behalf of the Westmoreland Neighborhood Organization, I want to welcome you to the National Night Out. And we certainly want to thank the city of Danville for choosing Westmoreland community to host the kickoff for the National Night Out. The goals of the Westmoreland Neighborhood Organization is to unite in one common bond of fellowship, to utter the true expressions of our desire to stop the violence, to exercise honor and integrity, concern, love, and unity for all the members of all neighborhoods, especially Westmoreland neighborhood. We want to thank the city and our partnership with the police department and the community development. We have a close association with them. So we thank you all for being here, and we hope you realize the purpose for this evening is to be crime-free through all of our communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Janie. Miss Janie Cunningham, ladies and gentlemen, give her a big round of applause. I tell you, we know that it is a joint effort in the community, but you know, you've always got to have those people who have that initial start on it. So we thank Miss Cunningham for being that person. Also, Mr. Clyde McCoy, if you all would give Clyde a big round of applause, standing right there with Janie, okay? All right, now for our invocation this evening. We're so happy to have this man. He's new to our Danville area. We welcome him to Danville. He is the pastor of the Loyal Baptist Church. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Reverend Emmett Young.
Thank you so much. And on behalf of Loyal Baptist Church here in the wonderful city of Danville, we certainly welcome all of you out here to this National Night Out. And we are absolutely happy, glad, and deliciously proud that it is right here in this wonderful park. Let's look to the Lord. Gracious God, our Father, as once again we say thank you for this opportunity, God, to come together as community, family, and friends. We thank you for your presence here in this place, God, that we will have a wonderful time this evening sharing and fellowshipping one with another. God, allow your spirit to just super intercede everything that we do here in this place tonight, God, that as we come out to share together with food, with family, and with friends, that a good time will be had by all, and we will remember the purpose, Father, as we join together as a community, and Lord, to be crime-free. We thank you, God, and we just thank you for this time together. In your name we pray, amen. And anytime you welcome out, come on out to Lowell Baptist Church every Sunday at 11 a.m. We got it going on. We're loyal, and we're proud of it.
New to Danville from the Loyal Baptist Church, give Reverend Young a big round of applause. And thank you, Reverend Young, for your time this evening. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you to the man. I tell you, he leads us, guides us each and every day throughout the city of Danville. He's the one and only mayor of Danville, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the Honorable Sherman Saunders.
Thank you so very much. Good evening. I say to President Cunningham and all the members of this great association, thank you for all that you do to represent our city in terms of keeping us safe and bringing about harmony. We're here in the Westmoreland community, but you're representing everything we're trying to do citywide. It is all about bringing people together, getting to know your neighbors, becoming friends with people that you've never seen before, but having a conversation. With that, you bring unity and you look at the things you have in common. And we know in Danville, it is very important to have a very safe neighborhood. And we do that by talking to each other and working with our officials. Before I say more, please join me in giving a warm welcome and thank you to all of our law enforcement personnel, the police department, the sheriff department, all people involved, fire department, everyone. Thank you so very much. Again, I am pleased to represent our city. I am pleased that you have the great majority of all city council members here. I don't have the list, but council members, raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. Keep them up. We have Councilman Buckner, Vice Mayor Miller. We have Lee Vogler, Councilman Gilstrap. And I know we have Councilman Fred Shanks. Councilman Campbell's on the way. And we have Councilman Larry Campbell. And if I did not call your name, it's because you're more important than the rest of us. So thank you so very much. Thank you, Council. Thank you, City Manager Joe King, Deputy Manager Ken Locken, and others. We appreciate you. Keep doing good things, and please keep our community safe. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Sherman Saunders, I tell you, the man is simply something else. Such a pleasure. You know, he joins us each and every year for National Night Out. We enjoy that so much, as well as all the other members of City Council. Such a pleasure to have them with us here today. I tell you, this next gentleman coming up, I think, you know, he has probably about the toughest job in the city. Because, see, we entrust our lives to him each and every day, 365 days a year. He is the chief of the Danville Police Department. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Chief Philip Broadfoot.
Thank you, Pepper, and I want to welcome all of you here to the kickoff for our National Night Out ceremony. Wonderful weather, we're glad for it, and we're happy that you all took time out of your busy days to come here. It's what it takes. It takes a community to work together to make it crime-free. And what we ask of you as a police department is that when you see something, say something. Call us. You'd be amazed at how successful we can be together if you can give us the information to keep crime at bay, to keep it away from your community. And it takes everybody working together to make that happen. I'm happy you're here. We got a lot of things going on, a lot of displays, and we want you to go around. We're going to have food to eat. You can tour a lot of these different displays that the fire department and police department and Army National Guard have. Have fun and get to know your neighbors, and together we can make this happen. Now I'd like to introduce Sheriff Mondul, who is the sheriff of the city of Danville, and he's going to say a few words and introduce the color guard.
Oh man, hat's too big. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Fabulous. Look, I want to tip my hat. Where is Tim Scares? There he is. Tim, I got to tip my hat to you. I tell you, National Night Out, 31st year. Been coming to these things for a lot of years, and it's been great every single year. Tim and the Danville Police Department, Chief Broadfoot, are doing a great job of bringing the event back where it belongs, right here in the neighborhoods in Danville, Virginia. This is where it belongs. There's only one thing more important than a good police department, and we have a great police department here in Danville, Virginia, and that is neighborhood cohesion. So the people that live in the neighborhoods across this city are just as important as the police department that protect it.
Now, Westmoreland, I tell you, with all that you guys have going on here today, if you are not here, then you need to be, okay? It took a lot to put this together today, and that we are very aware of. I want to bring up now the president of Westmoreland Neighborhood Watch Program. Welcome with me now, Mr. Clyde McCoy. Come here, Clyde. I want to talk to you a minute, darling. I promise to just take a couple of seconds of your time. I want you to tell us about what exactly, you all have a humongous spread out here today. I couldn't think of a better place to have it, you know? And all the organizations that are involved. You told me that you all partnered with the police department, Danville Department of Community Development, Landmark Property Management. How exactly did you all guys go about doing all this?
Well, it's got a long history. It didn't just start. This is something that's been going on for years. But this time, Officer Scares came to me and he mentioned that he wanted to bring it back to the neighborhood. He wanted to do something where it was centered basically in the neighborhood instead of starting off at the usual places it's been in the past few years. So we managed to be chosen, and we picked this venue because it was the center of the neighborhood.
Well, you know what? I talked to Corporal Scarce about that also, and I asked him, I said, how did you go about selecting who would be the first community program? He said, well, Pepper, we did it the simplest way. We put all the names in a hat. Westmoreland, your name was first out of the hat, okay?
All right.
All right.
That's correct, and we're so proud because of the fact that Westmoreland is like a village.
Yes.
We're trying to bring that concept back because of the fact that so many people, generations that are out here being represented today, were born or raised in this community, and this is a great coming and everything.
All right, one quick piece of advice to anyone who's interested in starting a neighborhood watch program in their area. What is the first thing that they need to do?
Well, we'd like to consider it more than just a watch. In other words, our Westmoreland Neighborhood Organization is about redevelopment. We've partnered with community development and the police department on several things, but the sidewalks, the curbing, and different things that you see around the community is responsible because of people wanting to get together, and by being in the organization, things get done when people come together.
True.
So,
say that again.
things get done when people come together.
Westmoreland, give yourselves a big round of applause. Mr. McCoy, thank you so much for all of the hard work you and Janie have put into this, and to going out, to reaching out to the people, which is what we are all about, okay?
Well, as I said, it takes a group. There are other people that are behind the scenes, but you just called a couple of names. So basically, we want to thank everyone that was involved.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Westmoreland, once again, we want to say thanks to each and every one of you so much for being our kickoff site this year. This was simply fantastic. Like I said, you guys have so much going on down here. We want to stay a few more moments. We want you to talk to the members of City Council. We want you to reach out to the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, all of the organizations. We have the city manager here with us. Reach out to him, say hello. Any questions, any issues, any concerns that you might have, feel free to ask, okay?
want a brighter future, you have to have a spark. In the Dan River region, we see education not just as a spark, but as a beacon, a light that guides our children from the playground to the graduation stage and beyond.
We breathe life back into the region.
We ride to victory.
We soar to new heights.
We invest in our children. We invest in success. We invest in the future.
Well, Mr. Williams, we thank you for being with us today on River City Blue.
No problem.
And for taking a few minutes to walk us around the downtown area and point out some of the parking zones that are restricted with time flow, and also some of the nearly 50 open to the public parking spaces where there are no time restrictions. And the whole point to this was to let people know that there are plenty of parking spaces available if you plan your trip. If you plan your day, if you plan your parking, there are places where you can park where you don't have to worry about the parking tickets, the time zones, and it's free and open to the public all day. So is there anything else in regards to parking in the downtown area that people need to be made aware of? Because we want people to understand that there's plenty to do down in the downtown district. We want them to come downtown. We need them to come downtown as part of that whole revitalization program. So what else can we add to the parking?
I would say that most of your parking is within half a block away from Main Street. So that shouldn't put you back too far and to get into your destination on Main Street. And you can park all day and not even have to worry about the time on other parking spaces. If you just utilize what you got, what we have here in Danville, I think you'll be okay.
That's good to know. We appreciate you being with us today on River City Blue.
Anytime. This is one of the newer parking lots downtown, Main Street. Okay. This parking lot I haven't seen it since it's been used, the capacity no more than 40% at one time. Reason being, I don't know. But they won't use it. It's here for them, but they won't use it. But we're gonna go and check our marks and see what we if anybody's over. I think everybody's in here gonna be pretty good. This one I wrote up earlier because look where he's parked. That's a classic example of things that go on downtown. All right, let's go around to where the mural is. The mural parking lot, I call it a mural parking lot. It's on the corner of Spring and North Union. On an average, there are 9 parking spaces. And I can assure you we'll go over there and we'll see, if not that, or maybe even more when we get around here. This is never used to its fullest capacity, and most of the parking problems that I have with people is most of them don't want to walk a half a block to get to a parking space. And I mean, it's just cars we just saw up on Main Street can utilize this park here and stay here all day long. They won't use it. Let me see. It's usually about 9 vacant. Step back. Usually about 9, on average of 9 vacant parking spaces over here every day, 9 or more. And it's never used to its capacity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus the parking from the sign right there, all the way up the rest of the way of Spring Street, all that's open parking. On that side of the street, it's free all day parking on the street curb. You can park over there all day. This is one of the newer parking lots over here. I can remember when I was a little boy, this used to be had a little ticket booth over here and they tore it down. But this is one of the newer ones. It's about, I think, not sure, maybe about 15 parking spaces over here. And for some reason, I don't think people either know it's available or just don't take the time. We're still within about 1 block of Main Street. and it's not used.
And if you look right here at the sign, it says public parking.
Public parking.
And there are no time restrictions.
No time
on it.
restriction on it whatsoever. And it's not used. Not only the lots, this one and the one behind the bus station, the one over by the mural, from corner First State Bank, from that last parking sign, all this, all the way up to Floyd Street, it's all free parking. Still within 1 block of Main Street, wherever you want to shop at.
Well, as we wrap up this month's edition of River City Blue, we're joined again by Lieutenant Pace with the Danville Police Department Records and Information Bureau. And we're going to do a slight recap on the parking situation in the downtown. And as we've just witnessed, as we took a quick tour of the downtown area with parking enforcement attendant Mr. Richard Williams, there are plenty of parking spaces in the River District, but of course, like anything else, they're at a premium. And so we want to bring Lieutenant Pace on board to kind of recap all of that and give us some pointers on how to find the best parking spaces and how to avoid those parking tickets if at all possible. Lieutenant Pace, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. As Parking Enforcement Officer Richard Williams has previously demonstrated, there is plenty of parking in the downtown Danville area. Now, that's not to say that that parking spot is desirable to the customer or the employee that works here in the city, in the downtown area. May not always be able to park right at the front door to where they need to go, but there is plenty of parking. Some of the biggest issues we notice is, especially with the courthouse, we have citizens that are regularly subpoenaed to court, whether it be for testimony or jury duty or just to come down and take care of courthouse business. Sometimes they may have to park a block or two away and actually walk to the courthouse and not just park right at the front door. And that goes with customers shopping in the River District and also city employees. They may not always be able to park right outside of City Hall. They may have to park a block or two away and walk to where they need to go.
So it's safe to say that if you're planning on coming to the River District, and we hope you do, that a little planning and forethought goes into hand, kind of know what's available and know where you need to go.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you know, if you have, say for instance, you have an 8:15 appointment or you've got to be somewhere at 8:15, don't show up down here at 8:10, 8:12 expecting to park and be inside your appointed place in 3 minutes. I mean, you may have to get here at 8 o'clock and actually walk 5 or 10 minutes to get to where you need to go. So, you know, plan accordingly. Don't just pull up, think you're going to park at the front door and walk inside.
And that's good to know. And as we've mentioned earlier in the day, there are quite a number of restricted or timed parking spaces, but equally so, there are at least 50 or more unrestricted parking spaces and different lots around in the River District. So welcome, come on down to the River District. You're always welcome, and we hope that you'll patronize the River District and use that parking as timely as possible. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of River City Blue. We appreciate you joining us and hope you'll tune in next time for more information about your Danville Police Department.